and welcome back to DRG Oncology video series. So as 2018 draws to a close, I thought this would be a good time to discuss some of the key milestone approvals of major drugs in oncology over the last year. Indeed, 2018 has been incredibly busy in the oncology industry, and at DRG Oncology too. We've launched Oncology Clinical Trial Monitor this year. We've also launched our website, drgoncology.com, for free thought leadership and data and infographics. And also the FDA has kept very busy too. The FDA has approved 16 novel drugs over the course of the year. As you can see on this slide, there are 16 completely new molecules approved in 2018. These span a wide range of drug classes and mechanisms of action. In particular, relating to immunotherapy, you can see that Sanofi and Regeneron's Libtayo is a brand new PD-1 inhibitor approved this year. I won't dwell too long on this therapy because it has been covered in a different oncology video series. But I just wanted to mention that, of course, PD-1 remains a key target in oncology. But really the trends in immunotherapy extend beyond that just new approval. There are a whole range of label expansions for currently available PD-1 and PD-L1 drugs that we've seen this year. With respect to personalised medicine and precision medicine, the majority of drugs approved in 2018 are actually personalised in nature. %63% of the drugs approved over the course of this year have a target which is either overexpressed or are associated with being indicated for mutated genes or translocation of particular genes. But let's focus on two particular drugs which have gained approval this year. And in order to do so, I'd like to introduce a couple of members from the DRG Oncology team. First of all, I'd like to introduce Dr. Josh Dawkins. Josh is our renal cell carcinoma and HCC expert, but today I want to talk to him about Vitrakvi. Josh, what do you think about the significance of the approval of this new drug in oncology today?
The Vitrakvi approval is a very interesting one, especially because I think it's actually highlighting a trend that's coming across oncology, as you highlighted, and that's that we're going to be slowly starting to move away from approving drugs specifically for a tumour type, but actually more towards personalised therapies specifically, whereas this one is for a NTRK fusion protein. These type of therapies, obviously being personalised, we saw the earlier one this year with Keytruda in microsatellite instability, will be quite interesting because they offer really high response rates. So with this agent, Vitrakvi, in the trials that led to the accelerated approval, the patients had overall response rates of between 70 to 80%. And this is really high, and I think highlights why it's quite an important development for the world, for the area of the healthcare sector. Along with this, obviously the opportunities there that will come, there'll also be some headaches and problems. And one of the main things that I can see being a big question that remains is which patients will actually receive this. So one of the questions is the fact of the diagnostic testing that's required to be able to use these drugs, and which patients will actually be tested. So I know that Loxo and Bayer, who developed the drug, have a collaboration with Illumina for their next generation sequencing for this gene, and we'll see whether or not this can take uptake as far as across the sector. At the moment, I think it will be mainly reserved for academic settings, but maybe in the future this can be much more widely accepted and much more readily done. One thing that's interesting as well is that Roche has also got an NTRK targeted therapy which works in a similar way, and they have a diagnostic test which is for an immunohistochemistry based approach, and this obviously is something that's done much more commonly and readily, and they've actually also submitted to the FDA as well. So whether or not this will change, it'll be interesting to see how these plays out, but at the moment it definitely seems to be a trend in the oncology sector and something I'm excited to see how it goes forward.
Thank you, Josh. Fascinating stuff. I agree. Interesting time, but lots of challenges ahead.
Yeah.
Now I'd like to introduce Carolina De Pazzo, who is our prostate cancer expert. Carolina, obviously Erleada gained approval this year. Can you tell me a little bit about your thoughts on the competitive environment for Erleada?
Yes, well, Erleada got approved in February this year, and it's very interesting because it's the first FDA approval treatment for non-metastatic castration-resistant prostate cancer patients. But later this year, we also had the approval of Xtandi in the same setting in the US and more recently in Europe. And both of these drugs are very similar. They are both androgen receptor antagonists, and they both demonstrated a significant metastatic free survival improvement in these patients. But the difference, I think, is the safety profile. So maybe with the difference in safetiness, this is a factor that is going to differentiate these agents in the market. And then we also have to take into account that Xtandi has been in the prostate cancer market since 2012 in the United States as a treatment for metastatic castration-resistant patients. So physicians have a lot of familiarity with this drug, and this could be an advantage for Xtandi to gain more uptake than Erleada.
What about the future for Erleada? Where do you see that developing?
Well, I think that Erleada will be mostly used in the hormone-sensitive setting. We are anticipating 2 label expansions, one in the metastatic hormone-sensitive setting and the other one in the high-risk, locally advanced setting. And particularly, I think this last population, it has a lot of commercial opportunity because it's a really large population of patients, and also Erleada is the only novel hormonal therapy that is being evaluated in this setting. So if Erleada comes first, it could generate significant sales.
Great, thank you Carolina, and thank you also Josh. DRG Oncology has a wide range of information, insights, forecasts and analytics relating to all aspects of the oncology market segment, including of course a lot of details on prostate cancer and other indications. Also do check out drgoncology.com for our free thought leadership and information. This is the last video for the 2018 series. Of course, we'll be back in 2019 with our predictions on how 2019 will evolve in the oncology market. But until then, take care, season's greetings, and have a happy new year.